in our next booth here in the beautiful pavilion at NADA, we're going to be talking about Ray, not your Uncle Ray, but something that's going to transform business communication, business intelligence, and support across the whole Reynolds line. AJ, thanks for taking time for me.
No, thank you so much. It's good to be here.
So one of the things we've been talking about AI, it's been very siloed. Here at the show, people are saying, hey, I have AI for sales, or AI for service, AI for phones. But when a dealer has the entire Reynolds product line, there's many different components. And what I love that we're hearing at the show is that you've said, look, we should be using AI across all our products. And you call that AI assistant, Ray. How is it implemented in every product across the Reynolds ecosystem?
Sure. So Ray is our agentic assistant. So users can interact with her in every single product, as you mentioned, through this toolbar that we have implemented into all of our applications. So it's very, very easy for users to find that whenever they're trying to talk to Ray or get assistance inside of whatever their Reynolds product is.
Right. And for dealers, I want you to lean in for a moment because I learned some cool things that actually will simplify communication. Let's start. A lot of dealers have Slack or something internal for communication. So since all the Reynolds products has Ray as a toolbar, talk about how managers can talk to their team, a dealer principal can send out a message, maybe a new OEM program so everyone sees it. Let's talk about the Slack-like feature.
Sure, yeah, so Ray is really focused on communications, right? So we talk about the AI component a lot because obviously that's sort of the really exciting thing. Everybody wants to hear about the AI.
Right.
But really what Ray is about improving communications in a wide variety of ways. So
Yeah.
one of those, as you said, is sort of that internal communication. So I can directly message my other colleagues. I can set up internal channels or threads or groups. So whether it's my buying group or my service parts group, or I just need to say to a tech, hey, can you come on down and pick up this part or whatever it is, Ray becomes that sort of single point where they can communicate with each other.
And I love the fact that we did some walkthroughs. Ray as a toolbar. If a new user is using any one of the Reynolds products, they can just ask Ray, how do I print this report? How do I create this summary? How do I troubleshoot a problem? And then what if Ray can't answer specifically what they need? I love this escalation. Would you share that? Because I think dealers are tired of support tickets, tired of trying to get to the right person. Ray will answer the majority of their questions, but what happens if they need extra help?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. It's exactly right. So Ray is really designed on that escalation flow. So, if you have a question for a colleague, you can go there. If you have a question for Ray, she can answer from all of the Reynolds documentation and say, hey, here's how you do that. If you're looking for particular data, you want to see, how many of this do I have in inventory right now, or do I have this part, or whatever it happens to be, she can go and fetch that for you. If it's something that she can't do and you need a little bit more help, she can also connect you directly to the Reynolds stack. And
Wow.
What's really exciting about this is when that agent joins that thread, that agent can also see exactly what you've been doing with Ray. So they see a summary right away on their screen. So you get rid of all of the, what is your name? What is your login?
Right.
What,
and what did you do?
That's right.
Right.
So they're immediately up to speed.
Right. When you think about agentic AI, I want you to understand that the Reynolds ecosystem is using AI in different ways to really solve practical problems. So having an AI assistant across all the user functions of the products, escalation, but I also love the fact it's a business intelligence query. So a general manager could say, how many cars do I have in stock right now by model? And Ray will give them the answer.
No, that's exactly right. As we see up here, show me every single model that I have in my used inventory right now.
Right.
Do I have low mileage, whatever it happens to be. So immediately they can start to interact and get data. And here's the really, really exciting and important thing. they don't have to be a user of that particular product inside
good.
of Reynolds all the time, right? If it's a service technician and they're inside of service, they can still get that answer from inventory management with a simple query just by asking Ray. They don't have to be an expert in our inventory management systems.
I love that. And I think that is a general trend in the industry. How do we simplify the user interface? In our reporting and research with dealers, one of the things they're saying, I want to simplify my tech stack, and I want it to be easier for my employees. And I think Ray is one of those other stories, as we're seeing across all these interviews today, is that Reynolds is thinking about ways to use AI in a meaningful way to transform the usability of the software. The ability to ask the data ecosystem with a unified customer profile, any question, has to be exciting for you. You're working to architect this. What are customers saying when they see Ray as in a sense their Reynolds coach, their expert on the screen?
Yeah, I mean, so customers are crazy excited, as you can probably imagine. I think there's a lot of hype around AI in general in the industry, in every industry right now. It's the world we live in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what's missing and what we're doing, I think, a really good job of at Reynolds is creating, like you said, practical solutions. Right. So when dealers see this, they say, hey, we've got conversation AI, we've got all, Avery and AutoVision, we've got all these other great Reynolds AI solutions. Ray ties that all together and gives that to me at my fingertips whenever I need it in a very natural way, like I'm talking to a colleague, like I'm talking to the AI, like I'm talking to a support person, just becomes easy.
Yeah, and I think that what Ray is representing for dealers is dashboards are kind of dead, right? 12 tabs on a screen is getting kind of tiring.
Yep.
And to be able to have a central tool right on the page, wherever you're working at that time, to be able to ask enterprise-wide questions, business strategy questions, business opportunity questions is what really dealers have been looking for. And, well, this is an exciting time to be in the tech industry. AJ, thanks so much for your time. And we still have more products to look at here at the show. So what are we waiting for? Let's get going and see a new innovation at the Reynolds Pavilion.